Ladies and gentlemen, while Raila Odinga and Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Alliance brigades are still sleeping and pursuing some hot air in the name of bipartisan talks, William Samoei Arap Ruto and his Kenya Kwanza brigades are already preparing, plotting, and scheming for 2027 general election. For those who follow the politics of this country very closely, on Saturday, William Ruto led Kenya Kwanza brigades to a series of political activities in Nyeri County. But the main event was the official unveiling of UDA regional office in Nyeri County. That regional office is intended to coordinate UDA activities in Mount Kenya. Because William Ruto understands one thing, that for him to succeed, he must win in Mount Kenya. And of course, there's that threat that Mount Kenya might not really vote for him the way they did in the last election. So William Ruto is not taking any chance. Then on Tuesday, William Ruto made a visit to UDA party headquarters. He arrived there at 5 p.m. and William Ruto stayed there until 11 p.m. He took 6 good hours at UDA party headquarters. What was the objective of William Ruto's visit to UDA party headquarters? To an extent that he had to take 6 good hours. Because we are talking of a man who is the president of the Republic of Kenya. A man who has a lot. What was he doing there? In this video, I want us to do a critical analysis of William Ruto's 6-hour crisis meeting at UDA party headquarters. Before we do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, allow me to dive in. Now, what are some of the factors which will determine the outcome of the 2027 general election? Let me just brief you a bit. The first factor is going to be preparedness. How a political party or coalition is going to prepare for that election will determine whether they are going to win or not. William Ruto understands one thing, that he actually won or was declared the president of the Republic of Kenya because he was more prepared than Azimio. I was just reading newspapers the other day and I was shocked that even at the Bomas of Kenya, William Ruto had actually planned on how to take control, how to use his security. Where was Raila Odinga at that time? So that's the first factor. The second factor, which is likely to have a lot of effect on determining the next president, is actually going to be messaging. How will you be able to package your message? In the last election, William Ruto was able to package his messaging as a hustler. How will he package his messaging this time? I've seen already Kenyans have graded them D, but I'm seeing his team suggesting that William Ruto has actually outperformed Uhuru, Kibaki, and Moi combined. So maybe that's what they want to ride on. While Azimio, who can pick, for example, high taxation as an issue for campaign, is still sleeping. So messaging and the issues. And of course, you also know that the political formation is also going to determine who is going to become the next president of the Republic of Kenya. For example, how will Mount Kenya vote? How will Kamba vote? How will Luya vote? And what will happen if, for example, Azimio then decides to front another presidential candidate, not Raila Odinga? How will the equation change? All those. So William Ruto understands all this. And he has realized that in the first year, things are not good for him. And William Ruto understands that he was able to succeed because he made some of these moves early enough. So why do you think he went, what do you think he went to do at Jubilee Party headquarters while he's the president? Because, 1 year and the president is already putting on yellow branded party colors, it's unthinkable. Why do you think William Ruto went to UD party headquarters? Number one is over the party elections. I can tell you that in this country, the only political party that has ever attempted successful party election is ODM party. I term it successful, but it has never been successful. I can give you a story a bit. In 2012, as a young man and as young men and women of ODM party, we formed a coalition, a movement, a lobby group, which we are calling ODM Youth 2012 by that time. That coalition was led by Norman Magaya as the national chairman. We had several other people. I was their national coordinator at that time. And I remember there was the party elections, just the way UDA has called for election. ODM had called for election. And in ODM, they have the youth wing. So we were still very youthful. So we decided, okay, we wanted to bring some change within ODM party. So we rounded up ourselves. We were calling ourselves the professionals, all the clean face now. So we wanted to get rid of the youths. When you talk of youth or party youths, you just know people who are pushing people here and there. So we wanted to bring some professionalism. So we started campaigning. We fronted some guy, Kip Kemboi, Rotich, as our Secretary General. Then we had someone who were pushing for the position of the chairperson. Our team went, we campaigns were conducted, we won in, at least I think we were in 23 or 24 counties. I think we were over 30 counties we won. Then when we arrived now for the main election, that was at the county, for the main election, we were shocked. Okundi was the director of elections at that time. They realized we were going to win. Then they never allowed that election to take place. So the next day, we were told, bring your team, this other team, we harmonize. So that's how Rashid Echesa actually became the chair of ODM Youth League. So when UDA announced this election, I was laughing. Will they be able to conduct election? And will the party officials there agree to an election? And that's the issue William Ruto has with them. The party officials who are interim are not comfortable with election. Because tell me, if UDA elections were to be held today, do you think Cleophas Malala can be voted as the SG of UDA party? Just be fair. Because this is a man who just got into UDA the other day. He's been moving very fast, stepping on each and every toe. Do you think even Cecily Mbarire can win without the support of Ruto? So William Ruto was addressing the party elections, because for Ruto, that party election will determine whether he's going to become the president or not. And I'm certain and I'm sure that there's a way he has figured out how he wants the officials to be. In fact, he was very categorical that he wants UDA party to be a national party, which means we might even have a Luo as the Secretary General or as the chairperson, so that the notion of the party being Kikuyu Kalenjin is erased. So let us wait and see. But that was one of the main issues he wanted to address. Malala should start packing if William Ruto will tell him or will not support him for the SG. If the position is going to be subjected to vote, bye-bye Malala, bye-bye as the SG, bye-bye. Number two, William Ruto is also concerned about the factions which were actually emerging in UDA party. If truth be said, almost 3 or 4 camps have emerged in UDA party. There are those for Rigathi, there are those for Ndindi Nyoro, there are those Musalia Mudavadi, who is not even a member of UDA party. Then how do you move these people forward? According to the information which I read, Musalia Mudavadi was mad that some individuals are actually being used by senior officials in government to undermine others. In that case, I'm looking at Rigathi Gachagua using some officials, who is Malala, to sabotage Mudavadi. And indeed, for those who follow this channel, I did a comprehensive analysis about that possibility. I don't know whether to share the link or not, or you can search for it, but I promise you I'm going to share that link down before so that you can watch that video. So William Ruto is concerned about the factions which are emerging, and is going to sort all those factions during party elections. Number 3 is the mismanagement of party funds. I think William Ruto is a madman. He's mad, not really mad. He's mad that funds are being mismanaged in his party. I'm sure William Ruto has been funding political activities, maybe from his pocket or maybe from government sources. But at the same time, he believes that the party should actually have enough resources. According to what William Ruto told them, they are getting 577 million annually from the from the political parties' funds. Of course, the other parties also are entitled to some amount, but according to the allocation, they are entitled to 577 million, which is a good amount of money. And then every month, they receive 10.6 million monthly contribution from those elected. Then that one, we're not talking about the money they are getting from well-wishers. We're not talking about that. Even how much Ruto contributes, how much they're getting from government. And probably someone told Ruto that we can't conduct election because there's no money. So he's wondering how. And of course, there's this story which is common with Kenyans, where you appoint your friends and cronies to positions, and some of these people are not competent. And that is one area which Ruto was actually mad at. Number 4, William Ruto met these guys, let me assure you, because Raila Odinga was winning the propaganda war. The other day you saw, before Ruto went there, you saw Kenya Kwanza leaders, officials, the secretariat, holding a press conference. And they were very clear in that press conference. They were addressing a specific issue or specific issues which Raila Odinga had actually raised while in Kisii. Raila Odinga reminded the people of Kisii that the Russian government donated maize, and instead of giving you for free, huyu jamaa nauza. He also told them that Ruto is trying to hijack county projects, that there's nothing is really bringing, and is forcing county government to work with them. And lastly, I also tend to think that the other thing which took Ruto there is generally Kenya Kwanza performance, which is not good. Kenyans have rated them D, but how can they deal with it politically? Because ministers cannot address that. The performance can only be dealt with politically. Remember, Ruto is a master in this. When Uhuru Kenyatta was performing in the second term, he made Kenya Kwanza supporters believe that Uhuru was not performing. He doesn't want a situation where Azimio will put that in the heads of Kenyans that Kenya Kwanza has not performed. So he must talk to the party officials to address that issue. I don't know what to think. That's my take. Until next time, this is Lee Makwiny. Bye-bye.